Hey everybody, I'm Todd Anderson.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And you're watching the Versus series by StarCityGames.com. So we're finishing off Legacy Celebration Week with a doozy. This is the deck that I'm playing today is Black Red Reanimator, and this is the deck that a lot of people thought would basically be let out of the gates once
Deathrite Shaman.
Deathrite Shaman got the axe. And one of your better matchups in Storm, though, actually got a lot worse now that they don't have Gitaxian probes. So there's a little bit of balance there. I think the lack of Deathrite Shaman in people's main decks is actually going to lead to a lot more things like 4 copies of Leyline of the Void in the sideboard, even in decks that can't even like cast it. You know?
Yeah, shuffle it away with a Brainstorm if it's bad. Definitely feels like there's going to be more graveyard hate in sideboards, and if Storm gets depressed because of the lack of probe, then maybe they can cut some of their other combo hate, instead play graveyard hate to handle Reanimator and Dredge, and be a little bit better against lands as well. So I could definitely see that happening. One thing that the Black-Red Reanimator deck does, though, relative to traditional Blue-Black, is sometimes you're just so fast that Graveyard Hate doesn't do anything. You have to have Surgical or Leyline, and against Surgical you have discard spells, so or potentially have Chance with the NX and just turn 1, so that you can just overpower hate cards through raw speed.
Yeah, I mean, the deck's uber powerful. It has a lot of turn 1 big creature draws. If you're able to turn 1 a Gristlebrand, the likelihood of you hitting another big creature is very high. The top 14 cards usually will wield a Lotus Petal and a Ritual, and then you just get to do whatever you want. It's really gross and very, very powerful.
I've cast Lotus Petal into Dark Rituals a few times in my day, Todd. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad, especially when you get to draw 14.
Yeah. On my side, I am playing another deck that people think is getting a lot of hype and people think is going to be unleashed on the metagame now. This is Esper Stoneblade. I saw a lot of social media posts about them unbanning Stoneforge Mystic and Legacy. So we're swapping a 1-mana 1/2 for a 2-mana 1/2. Stoneforge just sort of was a little bit too slow for the Deathrite format. Deathrite Shaman sped up all the fair decks. Stoneforge Mystic wasn't really able to compete with them, and the metagame ended up homogenizing around these 4-color Deathrite decks. White was sort of left by the wayside as a color, but if the format slows down a little bit, because we hate out some of the fast combo decks, then these mid-range Stoneforge Mystic decks tended to be pretty good against the lower curve aggro decks, as long as you played it carefully around Wasteland and had good removal. There are a few new additions. We got Fatal Push now as another removal spell. In them. Tree Name Nemesis is really good with equipment and very good against the Delver deck, so a lot of cool things to try out. This matchup, I think it's going to be a little tough. I've got a pretty good sideboard. We got some Graveyard Hate, we got some Flusterstorms, some Vendilion Clicks to replace my slower threats. But game 1, you got like a lot of removal. Maybe the removal is going to be better because you're a Reanimator, and if that's the case, then this might be a better combo deck to have in the format as opposed to something like Storm, where your removal is completely dead. And if that ends up happening, where this becomes the combo deck and this matchup is serviceable, then now you have a mid-range deck that's good against both combo and the aggro decks, and that deck has to be looking really good.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go and get to the match for our final match today. We're going to be playing 5 games, 2 pre-board, 3 post-board. I think I'm pretty favored. I'm just going to go out there.
Generally, the fast combo decks are favored here, but I wanted to see if we could hang here because it was specifically Reanimator, see if the removal was good. So that's our real test here to see the dynamic of this matchup. So otherwise, we could get into sort of a rock, paper, scissors of this deck beats Delver, Delver beats combo, combo beats midrange, which is pretty typical.
Yeah. All right. Well, 7-11 games, so you goes first?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, 7 you lose, 11 you win. If you roll a 7, the opponent rolls an 11, they get to go first all 5 games.
Ooh. Okay.
12.
4.
Rats.
Oh,
you got 7. Ah! Yes! Yes! Bring it back, baby!
I'm going to die to chance.
Oh, this deck is so good on the play, too. Oh, I'm so embarrassed for you.
Now you just have to side Enchant with the NX because you're on the play every game. Todd's got 1 in his sideboard. Oh, no. Oh no.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep.
Yeah, definitely not mulliganing this one.
All right, reveal this.
Okay. Am I dead?
I mean, I have a turn 1. I just don't know if I want it to be Iona. So here's the problem. So we're playing under the assumption that this is game one. We don't know what each other are playing, and something like Iona is not nearly as powerful if you don't know what color or colors your opponent is playing. I could name blue in the dark, but blue doesn't really have ways to interact with Iona. So name me something like black could like Cold a Storm deck, and since I'm playing against Ross Merriam, odds are he's playing black. But the majority of the removal that can take care of Iona is white. So it's really tough. I could buy myself here, but I could also just put in Chancellor, but it's actually a 1 turn slower clock. But anyway, I'm going to unmask myself pitching Exhume.
Okay.
I will reveal my hand of 2 fatties, eluding a reanimate, and I will take this.
Yep.
I'm just going to have a turn 3 clock, name white.
Hold on.
You have double force?
Yep.
No
Force
way.
gets countered. Force again.
No way.
I'm at 18.
No way. That's such BS. All right, go.
Pass turn.
That's how I always lose these matches. Double force. I'm glad I get to go 5 all 5 games.
Pass the turn.
You would never keep a double force hand.
I mean, it was a really good double force hand.
All right, your turn.
And in a fair matchup, you just pitch the force so that you use Brainstorm.
And you have Caracas.
I just drew that one.
Yeah.
You can go.
All right, go.
Let's Brainstorm.
Sure. Scumbag.
Let's shuffle away the 2 lands that aren't fetches. And crack this. I'm at 17. I'm going to get an Underground Sea. I have not played my land this turn. So I think I'm just going to try to dig and hit a Stoneforge Mystic here.
I'm so mad. I want to concede. I'm not gonna.
When you said you had the turn 1, I'm like, I have double force, I can beat the Chancellor. And then you showed me Unmask. I thought you were just unmasking me. I'm like, God, I'm going to lose on turn 1 with a double force of a land.
Turn 1, unmask and the combo targeting your opponent is pretty rare. Usually the unmask come when you're drawing 7s from Gristlebrand.
Yeah, and you just take away all their outs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's Brainstorm again.
Yep.
Okay, well, this is the worst card in my deck for sure. And I think this card is also bad, actually, because Todd is going to be reanimating Iona. So.
Oh, I'm not. You have a Caracas.
Oh, yeah, I can't do that. So it's good against Chancellor, I guess, but I already have one. I think I just want to save the shuffle effect, so I'll pass.
This is loose.
I guess I can also just draw this if I want it.
You. I'll take Snapcaster, I guess. So let him have the plow, and we'll try to play a longer game and find Gristlebrand, hopefully.
Yeah. So now upkeep crack this fetch, because I'm just trying to find a threat to start clocking Todd. Let's just find another Underground Sea, I guess, because I already have 2 white sources. And hopefully draw, like, True Name Nemesis.
That's your big finish?
Sure.
That's the one I need to be scared of?
Stoneforge Mystic would be fine, too. I was trying not to get too greedy after I already had the double force.
I just want to draw Badlands, man.
But it's so bad. It's right there in the name.
It's pretty good in this deck. It does say it on the card. But, you know.
Okay. Draw.
Yep.
That wasn't good. Pass.
Go. Alright, I'm just going to pick up these.
Yeah, you have Looting Iona.
No, Looting Chancellor.
Chancellor, sorry. Yeah. Pass. They look the same. Giant white creature.
Go.
We're going to lose this game.
I hope so. After all this, your deck just is a do-nothing nonsense deck.
Pass. Just haven't found a threat. Oh no. Oh, it's a swamp. Okay. Still can't Looting. Oh no. I was saving my Thoughtseize.
Yeah, we'll take Thoughtseize, I guess.
So you're at 18.
Yep. Your turn.
Just holding these fetch lands in case I draw a Brainstorm, and, you know, I think think I can send one out now.
Go.
Best draw. Well, not best draw, but good draw. Okay, that one seems good, and I will pass the turn.
Go.
And step, crack this fetch.
Yep.
15. Okay, well, we're going to be able to at least do something. I'm going to snap a brainstorm.
Sure.
Shuffle away some of these lands. Start getting my attack on. Bet this is a much longer game than you expected to play.
Yes. Well, I mean, I figured, even if I got the turn 1 Iona, like, it feels kind of scummy to name white in the dark, but I don't know. I don't know what I should name, and I think white is just the most common way to...
Yeah, like if you're playing against Teamer Delver and you name white, you're probably still winning.
Yeah, they can't beat it. But, if I'm playing against some sort of blue-black X deck, and, it could stop Baleful Strix and such, so...
Yep.
Liliana the Veil.
Go to my upkeep, crack that fetch. I'm at 14. I'm just going to kill myself with fetch lands. Okay, draw for turn. And attack for 2.
Yep, 16.
So 14, 16. Now, time to get a real clock. Baleful Strix.
Good. Yeah. I figured that would be the one.
Ooh. Okay, now I actually get a real clock. Stoneforge Mystic.
Okay.
I assume Batterskull is better than GT. Stoneforge is not great in this matchup. And
one of the downsides to playing the black-red version of this deck as opposed to the blue-black version of the deck is that once your opponent deals with your first iteration of your combo, it's very difficult to assemble the next iteration. Whereas blue-black, you basically just come at them with a bombardment of reanimate effects over and over again. But it is...
Oh, that's easy.
Oh, come on.
So that's going to bring me to 12, and... I assume I just want to take the Faithless Looting. So you're at 16. Like I could take Animate Dead and then Reanimate becomes kind of a liability. It's hard, like you're going to go to 8. So you'd have to draw the red service next turn. And I have the Caracas. And you would just go to 8 to get it back. And you can't really pay life to draw cards at that point. But even if you Animate Dead it, if you pay life to draw cards and go to 9, you would have to do it that turn, and then I don't know what you're getting. Tidespout Tyrant, I guess, at that point. That does seem easier to do than me just taking the looting. Yeah, I'll just take the Faithless Looting. I'm at 12.
Okay.
Play this Polluted Delta Impasse.
All right. Mox.
Sure. I guess if you find a red land, you can just flashback the looting now.
Reanimate, target your Snapcaster Mage.
Sure.
All right. I'll go to 14, and I'll Thought Seize you. I'll take Batterskull.
You go to 12?
12. Your turn.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. If you want to plow that, I mean, I'm sure you might just do it anyway. I don't know.
I mean, don't think I'm going to need more than 1 plow, and I want to keep this was 4 power, which is, I guess, not exactly a 3-turn clock because you're going to gain 2.
Yeah.
So I need to find 2 more damage somehow. So this will be, you'll be 14. That's a 4-turn clock, whereas this is a 6-turn clock. So it does make 2 turns of difference.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't animate Dead the Iona. That doesn't do anything. Yeah.
I think that's
time.
correct.
Time is just the biggest factor.
Yeah.
So you go to 14 and then to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Pass a turn.
Go.
Like, even if you put a Chancellor of the Tangle into play, then I have Baleful Strix.
Chancellor of the Tangle?
Chancellor of the Annex, sorry. Attack for 4.
Yep, I'm at 6.
Oh, Thoughtseize you.
Entomb in response.
So this is going to bring me to 10. Assume you're entombing for Tidespot Tyrant?
No.
Oh, Elish Norn. That's a pretty good one.
Which one you want?
I'm definitely going to take the Animate Dead, seeing as you can't cast Faithless Looting.
Yep. Alright, so you're at 12?
I'm at 10 from the Thoughtseize.
10? Okay. Alright. My go?
Yep.
Go.
Attack for 4.
2.
You can go.
Alright, target Elish Norn.
Yep.
Alright, so Elish Norn's going to enter with this on it, and then I assume EOT bounce it?
Yep, end of turn bounce it.
Okay.
Turn name. Name you.
Okay.
Pass.
Dead. All right, we're here for game 2. I'm on the play since, I lost game 1, but also the 7-11 game where I rolled an 11 and Ross rolled a 7. So even if I win this game, I'm going to be on the play for next one. My hand is nutty, but no protection, so we're going to keep it and hope for the best.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Well, this is a hand I would definitely keep in a game 1 situation, but can definitely get run over. Todd just has the goods.
All right.
Resolves. What are we getting?
I don't know. Probably Gristlebrand, keep the train rolling. All right, target
Okay.
Gristlebrand.
So you have 1 black in pool, and
One black in the pool.
you're 12.
All right. We'll go to 5.
You would.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will pedal for red looting.
Yep.
I will discard 2 Fatty Bomb Baddies. With the 1 black floating.
Reanimate a second Gristlebrand.
No. Gonna go. Oh, so that might actually just be worse than just Lotus pedaling. So all my cards are not terrible. All right, looting again.
Yep.
There we go. All right, I will discard a swamp and an entomb. I'll Chromox on reanimate since I don't think I'm going to be doing that ever again, and I'll animate Tidespot Tyrant. And that's the turn 1. Your turn. I only got 3 cards in hand.
Okay.
Ponder. Go. If you fetch Ponder. Oh. We have a good time. We have a good time here on the Versus Stairs.
One of us does.
Well, you beat me on Wednesday. You had fun. You played one of your favorite decks ever.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if Todd's hand is garbage,
I'm gonna get to draw 7 more cards.
then maybe we have a shot.
I get to draw 7 more.
They could be garbage too, Todd.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, well, this is the first card we're looking for, but I'm going to leave it on top of my deck so it doesn't get taken with a discard spell.
All right.
And pass the turn. The problem here is that our lands are not going to stay on the battlefield.
Huh. This is not me.
That is true. You can try to stack it so you're like play instants in response and target my one land a lot. Or you can just attack me for 11 and pass the turn.
I will attack you for 11.
Okay, I go to 8, you go to 12.
Yeah, the Animate Dead noticeably giving the Tidespout Tower 1 less power.
Yes, that is part of the 74 words of text on that card.
Salty much.
Animate Dead Tidespout Tyrant is a bit of a combo too against someone that has a lot of removal. You can always hold up an instant and bounce the Animate Dead in response,
Right,
and then recast it. Sure.
6, 7.
Fortunately, Tidespout Tyrant makes this card pretty bad on my side, so I think I'm basically just dead.
I think so too, but, I think it's worth playing out. I mean, I have another Gristlebrand in the graveyard, so even if you're able to plow this one, I gain 7, I can reanimate it again, and then you have to deal with it again while I'm bouncing your land every turn. And unmasking you. I will exile. I guess I have an additional Entomb. I will take this and bounce this. It's just goes to the graveyard. Alright, go.
Gotcha. I'm at 8. I almost want to plow the Tidespout Tyrant. I don't know how you can possibly brick that hard, but I actually just can't beat the Tidespout Tyrant because I know the top of my deck. Yeah, let's plow this one.
Yeah.
Got an instant.
I'm gonna show you why you never do that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna Entomb and bounce the Animate Dead.
yeah, I explained that combo, but it's the only way I could possibly win because I just have another Baleful Strix on the top.
Okay.
So I need to make a second land drop and then trade there and hope your hand is
Okay.
somehow abysmal.
Okay. All right, so we're here for sideboarding. I'll start since mine's going to be pretty quick. We basically just want to get one big hexproof creature into the deck so that we have a 3-turn clock against Ross where he can't really deal with it outside of the offhand Supreme Verdict that's probably not in his deck after sideboard. Chance of the Annex is really good on the play, so bringing another additional copy of that is good. And since I assume that most of the graveyard interaction is going to be coming at me is surgical extraction based because Ross has Snapcaster Mage, I'm more inclined to have things like Duress after sideboard as opposed to bringing in stuff like Abrupt Decay, which is there mostly to take care of things like Rest in Peace.
And Chalice of the Void.
And Chalice of the Void. We're going to be cutting 2 Chromox and an Iona. The card disadvantage from Chromox is pretty rough, even at the cost of the speed. You can make an argument that Chromox should be in the deck and Lotus Petal should come out, but I actually think Lotus Petal is better just because you don't have to, it gets you whatever color you need, and on the turns where you're accelerating for faster mana, having the right color is way more important than sticking around for a turn or 2.
Yeah, that makes sense. On my side, I'm bringing in pretty obvious cards with 3 pieces of Graveyard Hate and some Fluster Stormsman clicks. There's a lot more disruption, and then click lets me hold up my mana, still interact if I need to, and get a threat down. I'm bringing out my slower threats, True Name Nemesis and Lingering Souls. I also think Stoneforge Mystic is weaker in this matchup because the GT is not good.
Mm-hmm.
I do have an extra piece of equipment in my sideboard in this sort of Fire and Ice, but I'm not willing to bring that in to keep in a 4th Stoneforge. I'm just going to go down on threats and try to sort of control Todd, especially against the black-red version of the deck. Like, they're pretty all in, so you need a lot of disruption early to stop them from going off. But once they do, it's hard for them to really recover.
Real quick, I actually think Sword of Fire and Ice is just better than Batterskull. The lifelink doesn't matter that much, and it's the same amount of overall damage that you're adding to the battlefield. Except it can gain haste the turn that you put it on the battlefield effectively by equipping to a creature.
Yeah,
And it draws you cards so you can find more disruption.
I agree. Where's my batter skull? You're
Oh.
coming out. None of these germ tokens.
Get out of here, Alex Bastecki.
Yeah, I didn't want you anyway. Where's my batter? There it is. Sword, you get in here. Good call, Todd.
That's what I do.
Yeah. You know this whole thing that my deck's built around? Throw it away. Garbage. Let's play some real magic. Some
Yeah.
Vendilion Click magic. My favorite kind.
All right. All right, so I'm on the play here for game 3 just because I won the 7-11 game, so I get to go first every time. My hand is pretty good. I can play this slow and have a bit more protection, or I can just go for the Nutter Butters. I think playing it slow is correct, but if I play it slow, I actually have to figure out how I want to sequence things. So I have one of the better tutor targets in my hand. But I think I want to just go ahead and unmask to make sure I don't get it hit with a surgical. And I think I want to get rid of this. I think. Target you.
Excuse me. Well, I had a Force of Will.
Yeah, had one. It's gone. All right. And then Faith is Saluting.
Okay. Am I dead?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Inkwell Leviathan. That is one of the better tutor targets. Too bad for you, I have a basic Swamp. I can fetch basic Plains and then not cast any of my spells.
Yeah, that's not the good part of that card. I don't know. It's not the good part. Yeah. Okay. We'll discard an Entomb number 2. Your turn.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Well, you're not gonna play Swamp? Play around Island Walk?
I'm at 19.
You got Thoughtseize me?
No, my draw wasn't actually perfect.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna ponder.
Yeah, that's fine. So if he keeps on top, there's a pretty high likelihood that the card he keeps is either Force of Will or Surgical Extraction. Force of Will is not the worst case scenario. Surgical Extraction would be pretty bad.
Cut.
Especially because he has Snapcaster Mage, which he can hold up later for it.
Yep. And that's Keeper.
Okay. I go.
Yep.
All right. Unmask you, pitching, Reanimate.
Okay. Well, I was bluffing.
It's fine. Take Strix, Pedal, Animate, Dead, the Inkwell.
I am dead. I figured bluffing there, if you didn't have a discard spell, was better than trying to hit it off a random draw. Because if I got to untap,
Oh, actually, it was Animate Dead, so it was actually a you're at 19.
4-turn clock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Here's my 6-card hand. Is it good? No, it is not. Is it bad? Pretty bad. But it has some pieces to it, and it has some mana.
And you get to scry.
Yeah, I get a scry. All right, top card is the land. We're just going to shuffle that one. So here's the trick. Who do I Thoughtseize? That's not a question that gets asked too often. I think I'm just going to play a longer game. I'm just going to Thoughtseize Ross.
And I will just let that resolve, seeing as I have 2 pieces of disruption.
Yeah, I don't care about the disruption at this point. We're going to be playing a pretty long game. I think I'm just going to take Snapcaster Mage. Everything else is just so good.
Okay.
Your turn. Unfortunately, he had 2 brainstorms. So
I
could not
will
take away
fetch
those.
for Underground Sea and Thoughtseize you.
Okay, 17, 18. I'm assuming you're taking
I will take the
Reanimate.
Reanimate for sure.
Yep.
I'm getting Underground, and you can go. Leave your hand up. Got 2 lands, Hellish Norn. I'm going to forget that.
Your turn.
Okay.
You're going to forget 2 lands, Elish Norn. Was that a joke?
It was.
Okay, I did not get that joke right off the bat. My bad.
Whoa, what, you're fetching now?
I mean, I'm just doing it whenever.
Okay. You're just doing it to do it?
Just doing it.
Okay. Well, that certainly helps. Let's brainstorm, seeing as I just drew a fetch land.
Okay.
That's an interesting one. Huh. Trying to think what the worst cards in my hand now are, and I think these are the two worst ones. And I really want to find a third land for next turn, so I'm going to just send those back and crack this fetch and ponder. Get Tundra.
All right, so 17 to 16.
Yep. Okay. Well, that is indeed a third land for next turn, and another card that I like, so let's draw and pass.
Go.
Land go. You can pick up the Elsinore now if you want to.
Nah.
So 16 all now?
Yep.
Both with 2 fetches and a Thoughtseize. Great minds.
Yeah, except my lands are way worse. Can buy you a couple bad lands. All right. Go.
On your end step, I'll crack this for another underground and click you.
All right. You want to take a pedal or 2 giant idiots?
Yeah, you can keep
Yeah,
those.
just keep those. You're gonna really regret that when I draw another pedal and I get a hard cast this Elsinore.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You know, I think I let my opponent keep their hand when I target them with click like 60% of the time.
Yeah, I just target myself 90% of the time.
Yeah,
I always have a dead card or a card that could be better.
I definitely target myself more often than I target my opponent. And I definitely, like, the draw step target you is like 2% of Vendilion clicks.
Yeah.
It usually means my hand is bad. Please don't have anything. Attack for 3.
Yep. 13.
That was a good draw because it does change our clock a little bit. I guess it does change by a turn. So draw a card and play a Nile Spellbomb and pass. Getting closer.
Dude, it's coming.
Attack you for 4.
Yep.
Bring you to 9. And let's brainstorm.
Sure.
And this one seems unnecessary. I guess I can just wait on this.
Just hurry up. I'm so dead.
Yeah. Okay. Thoughtseize your Lotus Petal.
Sure.
13.
Yep.
Play a Crocus and go.
Nice. All right. We'll hardcast unmask target. What? That's. So I think I have to unmask him, and then next turn just try to draw Faithless Looting into like 2 things. So I'll unmask you. All right. Take surgical. Yeah. Draw unmask into 2 things. Your turn.
Attack you for 4.
5.
And I'm just gonna.
Oh, you have Spellbomb.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to kill you next turn. I don't think you could beat Forcible Spellbomb.
No. Next card was Entomb anyway. I'm going to try a wacky sideboard plan for game 5. And you can't judge me. All right. I'm on the play here for game 5. We have implemented our weirdo sideboard plan. Let's see how it works out.
Okay. I have a hand that is a little land heavy, but we have early disruption. Just gonna have to hope that it's enough, or the top of my deck is good.
We're going for it. Going big. That's fine.
Definitely can't beat that one.
That's fine. All right, your turn. Got that force will. Alright, so 19 and 19.
Pass.
Alright, no Thoughtseize or anything. Him discarding the Snapcaster Mage means that his hand is probably just stuff like Swords to Plowshares. So I think Snapcaster, or I guess Brainstorm is better than Snapcaster in that spot, but. Alright, go.
Okay, that's not too bad. Let's get a Tundra and play Stoneforge Mystic.
Okie dokie.
I'm at 19, get the sword, and pass the
You're
turn.
at 18 from a fetch.
18, yeah, or from the force, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go for an Entomb.
That's fine.
Stupid. Ross with a stupid answer. Untap. Draw.
Yep. I'll surgical the Iona.
Right,
I'm
there's
at
only one.
16. Well, I get to see your hand at least.
I know. I'm going to show you. Just want to get my land.
Stronghold Gambit, Reanimate, Gristlebrand. Let's read this one again.
It's show and tell, but the smallest creature stays.
Okay.
So I'm just really hoping you don't have a creature in your hand. That's the plan anyway. Attack.
Pass the turn. I just choose a card in my hand. I will choose this one.
Okay.
I have a Plains.
Yeah. All right. I will draw 7.
You go to 13.
I have myself at.
I've missed all fetch lands.
18
You're at 11.
from 2 fetches. All right. Yeah, YOLO. I'm at 4.
Okay.
Oh, that was bad. Oh, that's so stupid. All right, unmask you. I will exile a Reanimate.
Activate.
Okay.
Put in sword.
Okay.
If only this Jace was a true name Nemesis. That was my draw for the turn.
All right. Well, the rest of my hand's kind of bad.
I thought about leaving in true name over Jace. It would have been unbelievable there. Would have won the game on the spot.
I'm at 4, right?
Yes.
All right. Dark Ritual. Better Blossom.
Okay.
Move to. Actually, I'll go ahead and Entomb with my last mana just to use it.
If I draw Swords to Plowshares, you go to 11. I 5 you. You go to 6. You get a 5 on your turn, and you're just in chump block mode, but with a full hand. Maybe that'll do something. Sword gets me through that Inkwell. That's kind of cool.
I got discard. I'm gonna discard a bunch of stuff.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So discard Gristlebree, Chancellor, and Elish Norn.
That's probably not good enough.
It's pretty good, except for this Elish Norn chilling. So redraw. How can you be mad about a redraw?
I guess I'm gonna want to equip here so Elish Norn doesn't kill it. So
Okay.
let's hold the fetch. Pass the turn.
All right.
So that's kind of cool.
3.
Yep.
We do not have fairies. I will just use spirits for now since the game is pretty close to
Sure.
over. Oh yeah. Relax. Forgot about him.
There he is. Just hanging around.
Alright, so
Hanging out.
hanging out. Alright, draw.
Yep. What you got for me?
Pretty tough decision.
Is it?
Attack.
Block.
Yeah, we'll go to 10. I'll go to 2 and bring it back.
Sure.
Go. Are you serious? And did you just draw it or did you have it last
Oh, it was
turn?
in my head. I drew it the previous turn.
Yeah, I just didn't think there was a thing you could play. Oh, that's so
And now you're going to die to your own Bitter Blossom?
Yeah, of course. All right, that's fine. We'll see what I got next turn. Yeah, I could have unmasked him, but I just didn't think there was a card that I cared about, and he just has the one Supreme Verdict that kills me.
You can go.
And I did not realize that was in his deck. I'm at 1. Yep. Could also just not played the Bitter Blossom, but I wanted to make sure I didn't get hit with Stoneforge Sword. I think I boarded out Tide Spout. Yeah, I did. I'm dead. All right. Good game. We womp. As always, playing a combo deck like Reanimator or Show and Tell or whatever, I have a lot of trouble beating the Esper Serrani specials. I don't know what it is. It's just the combination of Swords of Plowshares, Caracas, discard spells, counter spells, all of the sideboard, hate cards like Surgical, Nile Spellbomb. They just hit you from so many angles, and obviously the clock is not great, but there comes a point where you just have just like a maximum amount of interaction that I just can't beat. And I could have beaten the Supreme Verdict that game if I just cast my Unmask, but I just couldn't think of a card that cost more than 2 mana that I actually cared that much about that you would have drawn off the Baleful Strix.
And that was the one.
Yeah, it was the one. And that, I got severely punished.
Yeah, I mean, that is the one thing that the mid-range decks do. They have a wide variety of stuff, so it's hard to be completely aware of everything they can do. And there you missed the one card. I happened to have it. It got really punished. Pretty much a very feel-baddy kind of game. Still feels like you probably just play the Unmask. Like, if I draw something that kills you, then you can't deal with it. So if I have something in that other card, I don't know what else that Unmask is doing.
No, so I think my plan was to try to wait as long as I could to get rid of a Force of Will, because I actually think I was going to I was pretty far behind until I got the second Gristlebrand, but I was still at 2. But if you plowed that, I'm basically just Bitter Blossom chump blocking every turn on your thing, and I really need to resolve one more spell. So I don't know. I definitely messed up, but I don't know if which. You can make arguments for casting the Unmask, but I did not think about the Supreme Verdict, and now I'm just flummoxed. I guess Jace is also. Yeah, I should just.
Also, like, if I have Plow, you can attack, make the trade, unmask me before reanimating again.
Well, if you had Plow, you would just killed it before blocking was.
Well, maybe I don't want to if I know you have Reanimate. If I think you have Reanimate in hand.
Sure. Okay, that's fair, I guess.
Yeah.
But if I have Animate Dead, that lets me draw 7 more cards, so that's kind of bad.
Probably just Plow straight up, but I don't know. It just seems like the Unmask isn't doing anything after that. I guess you take a Forcible later if I have Plow. That makes some sense. And Forcible was my next draw.
Anywho, that's going to be all for me and Ross this week, as well as Legacy this week. Had a fun 3 sessions with you, Mr. Merriam.
Yeah,
Really appreciate
all
you coming
three
out.
were 2-2 after 4 games. A lot of close matchups between really good decks, and that is how Legacy was for a long time. It's how it was during Deathrite Shaman, just there were fewer decks.
Mhm.
I think we'll see Legacy widen a bit. It'll probably narrow over time as certain decks get tuned, some fall out of the metagame, but it's at its least predictable in 6+ years, which is really great. We're going to have a Legacy coming up at the Open this weekend in Philadelphia when the SCG Tour comes there. It's going to be team constructed. So you got Standard, you got your Modern, if that's what you're into, but we're also going to have a lot of Legacy, and I'm sure they're going to show a lot of Legacy because that's the one that has a lot of flux. We kind of know what's going on in the other 2 formats. Standards towards the end of the season. I guess we got a new set.
The new set came out for core set 19, so we're going to probably put a big spotlight on Standard.
Yeah, Standard and Legacy.
I think Standard and Legacy are going to be our 2 focuses, if I had to guess. But you never know. I mean, Cedric could just be like, I just don't want to watch Legacy. I just don't want to do it. And that's fine.
Unless it's Goblins or Reanimator.
Yeah. When Goblins on camera.
Somehow those are the 2 decks.
Those are his 2 decks.
Yeah.
Those are his 2 Legacy.
Yeah, and Belcher. He's a Belcher guy too.
He used to be a Belcher guy.
He's still a Belcher guy at heart. It's still there.
Belcher guys don't have hearts, man.
You don't stop being a Belcher guy. That's not something that goes away. It is ingrained deep inside of you. It grips you. It doesn't let go.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, thanks for watching the Versus Series by StarCGames.com. For Ross Merriam, I'm Todd Anderson, and we'll see you next week.